Hello, it's Tom with Digital Foundry, taking a look at Overwatch running on lower end PCs. Now this is an important subject for the many of us who don't have top of the line PCs and just want to get a sense of how the game plays. The good news is Blizzard has very good form in PC optimization, and to make sure as many people can play as possible, Overwatch scales very well down to cheaper graphics cards. Take our budget PC as an example here. This is running on an i3 4130 processor, 16GB of RAM and a GTX 750 Ti, with a slight overclock in play. We're targeting a 1080p resolution here too, with all settings manually set to medium, scaling set to 100% and only texture filtering pushed out to the top preset. Now the goal is of course making sure we never drop below 60 frames per second, because once we add VSync we want a game like Overwatch to flatline at that number. At this medium setting, the i3 and 750 Ti combo is really strong. Even with a character like Junkrat selected and firing bombs all over big maps like this, you'll rarely see any dips below 60.
No one can hide from my sight.
This is a really solid showing, and switching between characters like Tracer and Bastion on other maps tells the same story. On that note, we tried pushing the high settings across the board on this card, and it inevitably started falling below the 60 FPS standard. We're certainly not CPU bound here, but if there's any one weakness, it's in the build-up of alpha effects when characters settle at a defense point. At medium settings though, you're definitely covered. Now to round off, we tried a slightly weaker card and slotted in an AMD R7 360 into the same i3 PC. Curiously, the card underperformed at the same medium settings and 1080p, and drops below 60 frames per second are very apparent this time round. One solution to this is making use of the resolution scaler and dropping to the default 88%, essentially forcing a lower resolution to alleviate some strain on memory bandwidth. Alternatively, you can keep 1080p and simply lower reflection and shadow quality to the low preset. From there we get a much smoother frame rate, above 60 FPS at most points with the card. It's a better showing for the 750 Ti, no doubt, but in their own way each card hands in impressive performance, and crucially the settings are flexible enough to adapt for any shortcomings. Anyway, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.